this is my second video. I am now doing the Triumph Bonneville. If you have not seen the first video where I did the Triumph Tiger, go watch that. That was very much an interesting experience. And now I'm experiencing the Bonneville, which is a cafe racer. I'm not familiar with new bikes, but I actually do feel this really helped me because the Triumph Tiger was a lot easier to ride than I thought, even though it was a little tricky here and there. But stay tuned and watch the demo for this one and the review.
So this is the Triumph Bonneville. So it's very much like a cafe racer. So this has a very relaxed fit, and the controls are actually close to what I currently have. This engine doesn't feel as smooth, but it could very well be smooth. Shifting is nice. It's very comfortable. Forward control, so very natural. Shifting is nice and strong. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to wait for that car. I would rather just be extra safe. Now, this would feel closer to my bike, which is a Suzuki Velusa, or a C50 as most people know it. And it is actually a very comfortable bike. One thing I like about these controls is they're simple. They're not complex. There is an old-fashioned gauge. I like that. This engine doesn't feel as stable as the last two bikes I tried. Is it unstable as my current bike? No. It is more stable than that, but it's not as stable as the last two I tried. These controls are a bit more forgiving. They're not as sensitive. Now, if you've watched a couple of my videos now, you will notice that I don't really talk about the features of the bike. So like what's on the dash, ride modes, and all this other stuff. I don't do that because I'm talking about the motor itself. Because when you pick a bike, it should be based off of the engine and how it feels. Not so much ride mode, special features. This bike is same weight as mine. It's about 600 pounds, soaking wet, and it feels lighter than my bike. So the balance is good. I'm not having to lean forward. I have forward foot controls, but it's not crazy. As you can see, that's where my feet are. This bike is not a first-timer's bike. This would be more of a second bike. Now, if you have riding experience, like you've been on dirt bikes or something, you could probably handle this bike as your first. I do know that this is 1200 cc's, I believe he told me. The seat is very comfortable, but one thing I learned about seats is that if it's really squishy, it may feel good at first, but then they usually don't feel so good later. Harder seats that feel better. Oh, okay. Need to stand on the bump. We're going on the interstate again, and let's see how this feels. Oh yeah, I totally rolled on that throttle. It's a pretty powerful engine. Got get up and go, which is nice, because this could be a lot of fun. Like around the town, it's fun. Hitting the curvy roads. But traveling, long distance traveling, that's not what this bike was made for. Under 5 miles an hour, having no trouble with balance of any kind. Going this slow on most motorcycles, especially on mine, is not as stable because the balance isn't as good. This is a bike I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with than the Tiger. A lot sooner because this fit feels more like my bike than the Tiger does, and it's a little bit more forgiving. Are these controls as forgiving as the Indian Scout I rode? No. They are not. Nimbleness? It's about the same as my bike. The easiest was the Tiger. But then again, that bike is supposedly made for that kind of stuff. If you're just getting around town and you're doing some curvy roads, this bike would be a lot of fun. Put it in neutral. Cool. I do like the fact that the controls are more regular. They're not crazy controls. So. All right.
The first thing I noticed was how comfortable this bike was. The upright riding position felt natural and the controls were simple and intuitive. There wasn't that moment of, okay, where's everything at? You pretty much hop on and ride. I'd personally add a windshield, but this bike really isn't designed to rack up interstate miles, so I understand why it comes the way it does. Compared to the other bikes I have ridden, the engine wasn't as smooth or as forgiving. I could tell it'd be easier to stall, but nothing like an old carbureted motorcycle like mine. Once you're moving though, there's plenty of power to keep this thing fun. One thing I really liked was the riding position. I didn't feel like I was sitting on top of the bike or down inside it. I just felt connected to it. Everything seemed to fall naturally into place and made it a very confidence-inspiring ride. The only surprise was the weight. For a bike this size, it feels heavier than you'd expect. My own motorcycle is physically much larger and weighs about the same. Even so, the excellent balance makes the weight much less noticeable. Would I buy one? Personally, no. But that's because of the type of riding I do. Most of my miles are on the interstate, and I think that there are better choices for that. But if your riding is mostly around town, back roads, or relaxed weekend cruises, I could absolutely see why people fall in love with this bike. Finally, I'd like to give a big thank you to Sun Power Sports Colorado Springs for trusting me with these demo rides. It takes a lot for a dealership to hand over the keys and let someone give their honest opinion, and I really appreciate the opportunity. If you're in the market for a new bike, they do carry Triumph, Ducati, and BMW, along with a wide variety of power sports vehicles. I'll let them tell you more themselves.
My name's Connor with Colorado. I was going to say our old name. My name's Connor with Sun Power Sports in Colorado Springs. This is Triumph. If you are looking for a smooth ride with a classic feel but modern tech, Triumph is definitely the bike to go with. It is the definition of comfort. I don't know, probably.
If you enjoyed this review, let me know what bike you'd like to see me ride next. And as always, ride safe.